Welcome into Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. I'm Jeffrey Cooperstein, and yes, I am doing this show without glasses. Don't be alarmed. It's just the lighting in the studio, so I had to take them off, and I will be able to read. But what a win last night against the Golden State Warriors. It felt like this one was an absolute must-win for the Mavericks, and they got it done in pretty dramatic fashion. I mean, like I said, absolutely massive, and I don't know about you guys, but for me, it felt like a huge relief that this team was able to get the win. After everything that they've been through, after all of the stuff that's happened over the last 10 days or so, it just really felt like they had to win this game if they wanted to accomplish anything this season. I don't quite know if it was a win or go home type of game, but I think if you would have lost that game after being up 15 at multiple times during the game against the Warriors, if you would have ended up losing, that could have derailed the season. But the Mavs found a way to hang on. They made some clutch plays in the fourth, mainly Kyrie Irving, who went nuclear once again against the Golden State Warriors with 42 and drawing the charge of the game, the defensive play of the season made by Kyrie Irving of all people. And it really, really felt like you had to have this one. National television after the fiasco on Monday where you had multiple fans getting kicked out of the arena. The unrest felt like it was at an all-time high, but the Mavericks came together and got the dub. And one thing that I really, really liked about the team's performance yesterday is they played extremely hard. And they've done that in the games after the Luka trade. While we obviously all don't agree with the trade and agree with what the front office and ownership is pushing and whatnot, I can't help but root for these guys right now simply because they are playing so hard. If you tune into the games, and I know some of you said you're not going to tune in anymore, I'm still going to tune in. And if you do watch this team play, you can't help but root for the guys on the court. Guys like Max Christie, who are playing just so hard. Omax Prosper is playing a bunch of five right now because the Mavs literally don't have a healthy big man. He's trying his ass off, as is Kessler Edwards. Then you have guys last night like Brandon Williams, who had the best game of his NBA career to date, who are stepping up in clutch time for the Mavericks, knocking down some shots and making some free throws. It's a full team effort right now for this team, and I was really, really proud of what they put together last night. Let me know how you guys feel about the win last night against the Golden State Warriors. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's show, so you may get hit with a YouTube ad break here in just a couple of seconds, and while that happens, go on down there and let me know how you felt about last night's win. Max Christie is absolutely balling. Again, I know we don't agree with the trade to send Luka to the Lakers in exchange for AD and Christie, but if there is a bright spot, and I'm going to choose to look at some of the bright spots here in just a moment, Christie has been an absolute star for the Mavericks so far. 17 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, shooting over 54% from three-point land in just 5 games with the Mavs. They ended up getting Christie as sort of a Quentin Grimes replacement of sorts. They got Christie before that. I think they knew they were going to end up trading Grimes away. So they put Christie in that role, and he's been an absolute stud. And he's played a bunch of minutes when the Mavericks have needed it, when they're super short-handed right now. And he is just filling his role to an absolute T. And it feels like he's settling into this rotation very, very well. I'm curious to see if the Mavericks ever get healthy, what actually happens with Max Christie. What is his role? Is he the sixth man? Is he the seventh man? Is he playing 25 to 30 minutes a night? Does his role get reduced a little bit? Either way, I'm enjoying this Max Christie generational run right now. It's the longest streak in his career of scoring 15-plus points. I can't say enough good things about this guy, man. 0-0 has been an absolute godsend for the Mavericks over these last 5 games, and I don't know where they would be if it weren't for Max Christie. And why last night was so big for the Mavericks is after everything that's happened over the past 10 days, like I said, with the trade, fans getting ejected from the arena, Patrick Dumont's comments to the Dallas Morning News, Nico Harrison making inflammatory comments as well towards the fan base. It really felt like we deserved that win as a Mavericks fan base, and that was one of the wins that felt super satisfying. I couldn't fall asleep last night until about 3 a.m. Had a great time on our watch party, by the way. We had over 41,000 people join us. 41,000, very fitting for our guy Dirk. But I couldn't get myself to sleep because I was so hyped about that win. We will get to the injury report here in just a few moments. There's a lot to get to with that as well, unfortunately. But before we do, I do need to tell you guys about our sponsor, which of course is PrizePicks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. PrizePicks has over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, making daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on PrizePicks. And All-Star Weekend is here, and you can play PrizePicks on your favorite players in events like the 3-point contest and the game itself. Make sure you get in on the action with PrizePicks. And PrizePicks is the best place to get action in over 30 states, including California, Florida, Georgia, and of course, Texas. They put their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. And when my picks hit, I can get my money in as quick as 15 minutes. And I do have a projection for tonight's Mavericks versus Heat game. I took the less on Klay Thompson, and I also took the more on Tyler Hero as well. So you can copy my picks, or you can make picks of your own. Just please make sure you do it with our friends over at PrizePicks. Download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get a $50 bonus when you play your first $5 lineup. You don't even need to win to receive that bonus. It is guaranteed. Again, download the app, use code CLNS to get that $50 bonus when you play your first $5 lineup. It is PrizePicks. Run your game. All right, let's get to the latest injury updates. And we're only going to talk about 4 guys on this report. We're not even going to talk about the likes of Dwight Powell, who is out indefinitely with the hip strain as well. The team has a bunch of injuries. And for tonight's game, by the way, Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, both listed as questionable. I'd be shocked if they ended up playing. But let's get to the long-term injuries here. Daniel Gafford, expected to be reevaluated within 2 weeks with that knee sprain after that he suffered on Monday night against the Sacramento Kings. Hopefully that means he doesn't miss too many games on the other side of the All-Star break. But Gaff is having his best year of his career so far. And hopefully he can figure out a way to get back on the court as soon as possible, because the Mavs need Gafford back because they quite literally have 0 healthy big men at the moment. So get well soon, Gaff. We're all rooting for you. PJ Washington is the starting 4 on this team, and Washington has kind of battled some smaller injuries this year. It sounds like he's going to be good to go after the All-Star break, after this ankle sprain. They ruled him out for the final 2 games before last night, and he should be a full go once the Mavericks come back from Sacramento from the All-Star break and they get everything rolling again. So nothing too concerning on Washington's level, but they need him back because when he plays the small ball 5, they actually are so much more dynamic on offense with PJ Washington there. You would like to have the likes of Gafford, Lively, and Anthony Davis playing the 5, but if PJ has to do it, he is by far your best option at small ball 5. All right, let's move on to Anthony Davis, who is the big one. And no one really knows what's going on here. He has the adductor strain. It sounds like the reports coming out right now is that he has avoided surgery, I'll say for now. I don't think that's a guarantee whatsoever that he doesn't end up getting surgery on his abdomen, on his groin, whatever it is that he has. He's going to miss a significant amount of time. If I had to ballpark it, I would say at the earliest we see him is March 1st. I don't know that for sure, but that's kind of where I see this thing going. Look, is it also a possibility that he has season-ending surgery? It absolutely is at this point. I think anything is on the table. And of course, if anything happens with Anthony Davis, we'll keep you up to date. So please be sure to hit that subscribe button. And lastly, Derek Lively. He's going to be out until April with that broken foot. I don't think he's coming back anytime soon. So if you've been keeping track, the Mavericks are without Derek Lively, Daniel Gafford, Anthony Davis, and Dwight Powell, who is out indefinitely with a hip strain. So look, the injuries are pretty concerning here at the moment, and then you play the Miami Heat here in just a couple of hours. You may be without Kyrie and Klay Thompson. Dante Exum is also questionable, so I'm not sure if the Mavericks even have enough to field a team in tonight's game, but I guess we'll find out here in a couple hours. I'll be at the American Airlines Center tonight if you want to come say what's up. But before we get on out of here, let me know what your concern level is with the Mavericks injuries. Scale it from 1 to 10 down in the comments. I'm at like a solid 8. Like, it's pretty damn concerning everything that's going on with this team. And it seems like as soon as somebody comes back, another guy gets hurt. So hopefully they can finally get healthy and keep that revolving door on the trainer's table, or stop that revolving door at the trainer's table. So let me know down in the comments how concerned you are with the Mavs injuries. And that will do it for today's show. Thanks so much for tuning in to Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. It's youtube.com/MavsTV. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you soon here on the channel.